It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Nice to have you here today. Play along with us and test your own science IQ. One of today's teams could go on to become the last of our Final Four in this year's elementary competition, so a lot at stake today. Let's meet today's teams. First from Allenwood Elementary School, would you say hello to Dylan Gardner, Leslie Martinez, and Michael Wilkins. And from Glenarden Woods Elementary, say hello to Andrew Schindel, Evan Lefevre, and David Amisa. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, tougher ones worth 15, 20, and 25, the toughest of them all. We start both of our teams out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. And to the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 talented, good-looking teams will come back to play again for the chance to become one of our playoff finalists here. Let's go over and make sure everything is working properly. And first of all, congratulations, guys, for making it this far in the competition. Glenarden Wood, you did so well last year. You got a bye in the first round. Allenwood, you're back for your 3rd time this year. So we are in the presence here of some really elite players. So you should be real proud of yourselves. We're proud of you. Leslie, try your buzzer, please. It looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, to Michael, and to Dylan. And Evan, how about your team? All right, that's a group push over there. Dave and Evan and Andrew. All right. We go alphabetically here. So Allenwood, you get to go first. Let's play this bowl. Give me a category and a number.
Zoo Parade for 5, please.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, you've probably heard that they've been taking animals on airplanes as emotional support animals. They bring dogs and cats. Sometimes they even bring snakes. Recently, they brought one of these flashiest of birds with the big tail with the eyes on it. Glenarden Woods.
Peacock.
A peacock, yeah. Imagine taking a peacock onto a plane. Yeah, I don't know about that. Go green.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, the cocoa tree, chocolate tree, is very unusual because the flowers grow directly out of the trunk, which makes it very hard for insects to do that to the flower. Glenarden Woods.
Pollinate?
Yeah, it's very hard to pollinate them. They can hardly get in there. It's a good thing they do, or we would not have Snickers. Yeah, go green.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. All right, teams. Gluteus maximus. Sounds like someone who ruled Rome. It's actually the largest of one of these in your body, of which you have 640 of. Glenarden Woods.
Muscles?
Yeah, it's your butt. Those are the butt muscles, the gluteus maximus. All right, go green.
Let's get physical for 10.
Get physical for 10 points. Teams, microwaves travel at 676 million miles per hour. That is the speed of what? Allenwood.
Light.
Light, yes indeed. Good answer, Leslie. Go.
Let's get physical for 5, please.
Physical for 5 points. Teams, the compressional waves are used to let this springy toy go down steps one at a time. Glenarden Woods.
Slinky.
The Slinky, yeah. I like that Slinky dog in Toy Story. Nice character. Go.
Green things for 10.
Green things, 10 points. All right, teams, your question is as follows. The author, John Steinbeck, said that these trees were ambassadors from another age. These trees that are the world's tallest. Allenwood.
The redwoods?
Redwoods, yes ma'am. Go.
Body systems for 5, please.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, even if a cat licks ice cream, it gets one of these cold stimulus headaches. Allenwood.
A brain freeze?
A brain freeze, yeah. Thanks, Mike, for your assist on that. All right. 75 Allenwood, 85 Glenarden Woods. Good game going. Red advantage.
Zoo parade for 10, please.
Zoo parade for 10 points. All right, it's a math question. Teams Snowy Owls. They never live around here, but one was seen just last week outside of the government building. Like all owls, snowy owls can turn their heads to Glenarden Woods.
180 degrees.
180. Good try. Good try. Allenwood, you can get the points if you can tell me all owls, like the snowy owl, can turn their heads 270 degrees, which is what fraction of a circle?
270 over 360.
What you got?
270 over 360.
270 over 360. Reduce that to lowest terms. Am I right, judges? Okay. Give me a smaller fraction.
27 to 36.
Lower. 3/4. 3/4. You were almost there. You were almost there. All right. Tie score. 85 all. Leslie, advantage still yours.
Green things for 5, please.
Green things for 5 points. All right, teams. Unlike what we have read in books, Tarzan did not live in a treehouse, and he did not swing from tree to tree on these green things. Glenarden Woods?
Vines.
Vines, yeah, my gosh, no vine would hold a man swinging from trees to tree. It is a great thing in a movie, though. Go green.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, there was an astronaut by the name of Wally Schirra who, on the Gemini 6 mission, when they emptied the urine from the lavatory into space, it looked like diamonds in the sky, and he said, that looks like the constellation Orion. It was a play on the words of what real constellation? Glenarden Woods?
Orion.
Orion, the hunter. Good, go.
Dateline for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. You're still thinking about that urine dumped in space, aren't you? Yeah. Dateline science for 5 points. In Africa, melanistic leopards are better known as these kinds of cats, the title of America's #1 movie. Glenarden Woods.
Lion.
Nope. Allenwood.
Black Panther.
Black Panther, yeah. Melanistic means dark, and the Black Panther is the melanistic leopard. Dylan. All right. President Dylan, you came through. Go, Leslie.
Science potpourri for 10, please.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, tropical birds like the roseate spoonbill and the egret are on the back of the US 25 cent piece that honors this national park. Glenarden Woods.
Pass to Andrew.
Andrew.
Yosemite?
Not Yosemite. Good try. Tropical birds like the roseate spoonbill and the snowy egret are on the U.S. quarter that celebrates what national park? What you think? Mike, what's your idea?
Yellowstone National Park.
Way down South Florida. Everglades National Park. Okay, the buzzer says our first round is over. It's been a good one. Score Allenwood 80, Glenarden Woods 95. We'll be back with round 2. Just a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back. We're dancing to the music here in the studio here. 2 great teams playing our game today, 2 outstanding elementary schools. And if you did not get to meet the team from Allenwood when they were on the air before, here's your chance, and we'll introduce you to the Glenarden team. Allenwood, welcome back. And Leslie, tell us about your school. Where in Prince George's County is it?
Temple Hills, Maryland.
Temple Hills. And it is one of those hidden gems I was telling your principal, because one of your teachers, Ms. Cornegay, who is your sponsor, was a candidate for Teacher of the Year 2 years ago. Just an outstanding teacher. Tell me a little bit about Allenwood. Brag about your school. What's something that everybody should know?
Okay. We're an arts integration school, so almost everybody comes for like our winter concert and spring concerts. We're also a green school, which means we're environmentally friendly, and we also have a STEAM lab that Ms. Cornegay runs.
Wow. You did that without a cheat sheet either, too. You did such a nice job. You have great stage presence, Leslie, and that's going to come in handy because you want to be president of the United States someday, don't you?
In 2044, so please vote for me and don't vote for Dylan.
Dylan's going to ask for equal time. I just know that. Leslie, any alternates on your team?
No.
No alternates. All right. In addition to being president, you want to go to Harvard University too, don't you? All right. You'll do that first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mike, nice to have you with us today. You are into sports. You're a basketball player. Yeah. Yeah. And what do you want to do professionally someday?
I want to be a gamer. Like, I want to make my own business of making games.
Yeah.
Beat games. So.
A lot of young people want to do that today because that's where the money is and that's where the interest is, and it certainly develops a lot of eye-hand coordination, and good for you. Nice to have you back. Dylan also wants to be president. Do you have a campaign slogan, or is it too soon for that?
I'm waiting.
We're never halfway done.
We're never halfway done. I can see that on a bumper sticker. That's pretty good. All right. Tell me what you do in your spare time, Dylan.
Well, in my spare time, what I do is I argue with my sister. But I do that for a reason, because I know that arguing, I don't really yell when I argue because I like to talk, because I know when it comes to presidential debate against Leslie, I know that I will have to be prepared in order to talk about what's going on.
Wow, you're a wise young man. You guys are a hard act to follow. I just want to listen to you two and watch it. Nice to have you back, Dylan. Glenarden Woods, nice to have you guys here with your matching green shirts over there. Now, Glenarden Woods, you're in a renovated school, aren't you?
Yep. Yes, sir.
What's it like, Evan?
It's great. It's very new. We have skylights, which is pretty cool.
And you have a gymnasium now for the first time, don't you?
Well, it's a gym and a cafeteria combined with this fake wall thing that they put up, and they can take it down.
Absolutely, absolutely. And your Miss Bolding is the principal there, and I know she helped shepherd that new school. Who are the sponsors of your team?
Mr. Hanowski and Mr. Richardson.
Wonderful. And you have a number of alternates. Can you give us their first names?
Yes. Oluwasheni, Erwin, Sarai, and Kayla.
And they're out. You got a shadow team plus one down the hall there. Glenarden Woods, one of your claims to fame is you put on a feast each year, a big festival, and different nationalities, different countries, and it's one of the best things in the county here, and I know you guys are proud of that. What do you want to do someday, Evan?
I want to be an architect.
Yeah, designing?
Buildings and then my own house.
Yeah, all right, build your own house. I like that. Yeah. David, welcome to the show. Tell us why you wanted to be on our show today.
Well, I just like to compete with other people, and I also just like to learn science.
Yeah, and you know an awful lot of science already. How is that? Do you study a lot? Do you go online, or do you read books? How do you know all your science?
Well, our sponsors, they usually kill us to try to watch these videos, trying to help us study, so I really do that a lot.
Yeah. There's no substitute for homework. What do you want to do someday, Dave?
Me, I would like to be a chemist or a mathematician.
Wow, and those things are really intertwined because you got to be good in both to be successful. Nice to have you with us. And Andrew, tell us the Andrew story. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, in my spare time, I like to play video games. I like to watch TV, and
what's your favorite TV show, Andrew?
Well, I like wrestling.
See, if you'd said Science Bowl, we could have given you an extra 50 points. Yeah, no. What do you want to do, Andrew? Andrew, what do you want? You want to be a professional wrestler, boxer, what else?
Basketball player.
Basketball player. All right, so an all-round athlete over there. Nice to have you here. Let's get back to the game. Lots of points to give away. Last correct answer came from the red team. So Leslie, let's go.
Daylight, Zoo Parade for 15, please.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, you know, some of you are football players. Football is something called a pigskin, even though it's actually made of cowhide. It's called a pigskin because the original footballs were made from this organ in a pig that holds the pig's urine. Glenarden Woods.
Gallbladder.
Say it again.
Pass to Andrew.
Gallbladder.
No. Allenwood, this organ in a pig that holds urine is the reason why it's called a pig skin. Leslie, what you think? Correct answer is just the bladder. Just the bladder, not the gallbladder. Yeah, you gave us too much, Andrew. Sorry about that. Leslie, you pick again. And do talk among yourselves here. If one team misses, talk among yourselves so you have an answer if I come back to you. Go.
Let's get physical for 15.
Physical for 15 points. Teams, the bobsledders, that team that runs with the bobsled and they jump in, they know the formula F equals ma very well, which is force equals mass times what? What is that A, Glenarden Woods?
Acceleration.
Good, go. Green.
Body systems for 15.
For 15 points. We're still at the Olympics. Ice skates for figure skaters and speed skaters are different. They have to be different strength because what joint in their body has to move or not move? Glenarden Woods?
Ankle.
The ankles, yeah. Figure skaters have to be able to move so the skate is softer. If you're a speed skater, it's got to be rigid so you're not falling over when you're racing down the ice. Okay, Green, you're on a roll. Go.
Zoo parade for 20.
20 points in Zoo Parade. All right, teams. A baby possum, a baby kangaroo, a baby Tasmanian devil, any baby marsupial. Glenarden Woods?
Yeah, we didn't mean to buzz.
All right. Allenwood, these baby marsupials, no matter what kind, if they're opossums or kangaroos or wombats, they are all known by this name, which sounds like a boy's nickname.
Cubs?
Not cub. Good try. Joeys. They're all Joeys. Try again, Green.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. All right. In the movie The Little Mermaid, the sea witch Ursula stole Ariel's voice box. I'm going to give you 20 points if you can give me and spell the other name for voice box. You got to know what it is. You got to spell it. That's it, Allenwood. Talk among yourselves. All right. Who's going to answer and who's going to spell? First of all, give me the answer.
Larynx.
Good.
And David can spell it.
David, all right. Take your time. Say the word for me, please.
Larynx.
One more time.
Larynx.
Yep.
Larnyx.
Ooh, very close, very close. Allenwood, you get a chance to spell larynx for the 20 points. You need these points. You'll almost be in a tie here.
Okay.
Who's going to be the speller?
Dylan.
All right, Dylan, take your time and say the word for me.
Larynx.
Mm-hmm.
L-A-R-I.
You made a good start. It's L-A-R-Y-N-X. You forgot the Y, guys. All right, good tries. Go Green.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, when plants and trees get attacked by insects and parasites and bacteria and viruses, it's hard for them to fight back because unlike us, they don't have what body system that contains like white blood cells. Leslie, what body system is missing?
Dylan.
The immune system?
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Go, Dylan.
Science potpourri for 15, please.
Potpourri for 15 points. George Washington's teeth were not made of wood like people always say they were. No, they were made of this material that sometimes came from elephants, sometimes from walruses. Glenarden Woods.
Ivory.
Ivory, yeah, and sometimes even hippo ivory was used to make his teeth. That's why he never smiled. Nothing to show. Go Green.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25. Come on, Allenwood, get this one. Get back in the game here. Green things for 25 is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. Teams, this green thing is actually purple. That is purple cabbage. And some of you might have done this experiment in your classroom. Wait till I finish and tell the story. If you take that juice and you add it to different chemicals, it will tell you the pH by number. You can see it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 11, the different pHs. Any kind of chemical that can do that, like litmus paper or purple cabbage juice, is known as what kind of I-initialed chemical, because it is showing you something. Glenarden Woods.
Informational.
Not informational. That's a good try. Not informational. Something that is showing you something here. A chemical that is giving you information. I-initial. What you got?
Iron?
Iron. That's a good try. Indicator. Indicator. Like a turn signal on a car. An indicator. Go again, Green.
Zoo Parade for 25.
Zoo Parade for 25 is another visual question. Look back to the monitor. And you'll see the monkey on the left is picking ticks out of the fur of the monkey on the right. That's social bonding behavior. What term do we use when animals do that to each other? Or if you take your dog or your cat or your horse and you brush it? What's that known as, Allenwood?
A relationship or bond?
No, it has a name. When you brush your pet, if you're brushing your horse, a social behavior among animals, people and other animals. What do you think, Glenarden Woods?
Grooming.
Grooming, that's it. Good comeback. Go green.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. All right, teams, you know that before you come on Science Bowl, you're supposed to study prefixes and suffixes. Well, suffixes like ATE let you know that a chemical is a salt. If it's ASE, it's an enzyme. If the word ends in OSE, it's one of these kind of chemicals that we eat all the time. Oses are different kinds of what?
Sodium?
Not sodium. Oses are different kinds of what that we can eat?
Basics.
Glucose, fructose, sucrose. What are all those? Sugars. They're all sugars. Okay, try again, green. Now Leslie gets it. Yeah.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25. Big one in that category. Two-part answer. Teams, if you're in an airplane and you're getting all stuffed up, there is a tube called the Eustachian tube that will help you with some relief. The Eustachian tube connects what two parts of your body in your head? Glenarden Woods.
Brain and eardrum.
Brain and eardrum? No, you're close. Allenwood, the Eustachian tube, it's going to help you because you're getting all stuffed up in your head. Okay, I like what I'm seeing.
The head and the brain and the throat?
Oh, not quite. The ear and the throat. The ear and the throat. That's why, you start chewing gum and you start yawning to force air up the Eustachian tube and it makes your ear pop. Okay? Try again, green.
Let's get physical for 20.
Physical for 20 points. Teams, if you know the names of the 8 planets, I know you do. If you put them in alphabetical order, the last 2 are the only 2 planets where they turn backwards on their axis, unlike the others. I'll give you the points if you can give me the last 2 planets alphabetically in our solar system. Last 2. All right, Allenwood says we got it.
Okay.
We got it.
Uranus and Saturn?
Good try. Good try, Glenarden Woods. Last 2 planets alphabetically.
Neptune and Uranus.
Uranus and Venus. Venus, you missed the one that's closest to Earth. Try again, green.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, if a disease breaks out and we're trying to contain it and we don't let anybody in or out, what Q initial term describes that boundary, Glenarden Woods?
Quarantine.
Yeah, we have quarantined that area. Green, go.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25. Big one in that category, teams. All right, we're going to go to the Winter Olympics. The biathlon, that's when you ski and shoot at the same time. 2 events. In the Summer Olympics, they have the triathlon. That's 3 events. The pentathlon is 5 events. What do you call it when it's 10 events? What do we call that, Alon?
A deck event, like the way you said it, okay, deck is like the prefix.
Got it. Decathlon is what I wanted to hear. Nicely done, Leslie. I knew you knew it. Go.
Dateline science for 15, please.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, this man who is called the father of modern rocketry was once dismissed as not knowing science that a high school student would know. He persevered, and his name is now on the Space Flight Center. Glenarden Woods?
Elon Musk.
Not Elon Musk. Good try. Allenwood. The Space Flight Center in Greenbelt here in Prince George's County is named for this father of modern rocketry, and there is a school named for him as well. Can you name that scientist?
Benjamin D. Is he a scientist? No, I think he is.
Who do you think he is? His name is Robert Goddard. Robert Goddard, the Goddard Space Flight Center and the Robert Goddard Montessori School. Buzzer is rung, and it looks like they built up a lead and they kept it. Glenarden Woods looks like they're moving on. We'll be back in a moment. And welcome back. We hope you enjoyed this game at home as much as we did here in the studio. 6 outstanding young people. We're proud of all of them. Our final tally today is Allenwood 125, Glenarden Woods 185. So congratulations to Andrew and Evan and David. And the sea of green continues in the back there. Say hello to Kayla and Sarai and Olawani and Erawan. And the 2 coaches are here too, Mr. Hajnowski and Mr. Richardson. Let's give them all a round of applause. And as we were saying earlier, Allenwood has not been here hardly at all in our 32 years. We are so happy they're here and they made it this far. A round of applause for Dylan and Leslie and Michael, just phenomenal kids. Miss Cornegay and Miss Fagui, the principal here, lending her support to what are some wonderful kids. You're wonderful too for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. I'm Dave Zarin. Until then, bye-bye.